Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. Today, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GeForce GT 1030 GDDR5 in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's the second video I'm making in this game because the game has been optimized and it actually runs now on the 1030, whereas in the last one, it was... What is this? I don't... No, guys, just don't buy this game. Very, very bad. So we're running the latest Nvidia drivers for 61.09. This is the MSI Aero version of the card. It comes already overclocked out of the box. As you can see right here, it's running at 1772 MHz on the core clock under 100% GPU utilization. And I'm running it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigs of RAM. You should get the same FPS with something like a Ryzen 3 1200 and 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. You don't need these specs. And just before we get into it, I'm just gonna show you something, and no, it's not a sponsor. While I was downloading the new drivers, I went into the Nvidia's website, of course, GeForce 10 series, and then I saw it. GeForce GT 1010. Well, that's gonna be very interesting to check out later in the year whenever that releases, but yeah, it wasn't really there last time that I tested the 1030. I always download the latest drivers available through the Nvidia's website, and yeah, this is the first time that I've seen GT 1010, so lots of interesting content coming in the future, I hope. Alright, so here we are, we're playing it at 720p, 100% resolution scale. You shouldn't really test it at 1080p because, well, over on the graphics settings, everything is set to the low settings. So this is the low settings preset, and it's basically the lowest settings. As you can see, you can't really lower it from here. So yeah, let's just load a game and start benchmarking it. Alright, so we're getting around 30 FPS here. It's way more promising than what it was before when the game released. So let's start hitting let's start counting those FPS and open sale. It's already below 30 FPS, but you know what? It's a good improvement coming from what it was. We were getting like 10 or 15 frames per second at 360p sometimes, you know? So, oh boy, this is the most demanding area right now in the benchmark run, and come on, get out! God damn it, okay. It's not dropping from 20 FPS, guys. This is amazing performance coming from the 1030. It's horrible still, and I don't think you should play like this, but if you have a 1030 or a low-end PC, you might actually be used to play with sub 30 FPS. I don't know, at least the AAA titles that are extremely demanding. Yeah, okay, so it's not stuttering as well, which is amazing. I think it stuttered a lot back when the game released, so this is awesome. It's awesome to see that they actually optimize the game to the point where it's playable-ish. You know, you can still run around and play the story if you want to with these frames. It's just not really that good of an experience in my opinion. But yeah, it's great to see that they've done it, guys. They've actually done it, and messing around with the resolution scale sliders, we'll probably be able to see 30 plus most of the time. I'm not sure about all of the time, but yeah, right now it's actually pretty smooth and playable. As you can see, it's well above 30 frames, and again, you don't need the Ryzen 9 and the 32 gigs of RAM. As you can see, RAM utilization is only at 8.5 gigabytes, so 12 gigs is absolutely fine. And by the CPU utilization, you can see that this game doesn't really utilize more than 4 cores, at least efficiently. So a quad core like the Ryzen 3 1200 that I told you about earlier in the intro of the video is enough to not bottleneck a 1030, as well as something like a 3rd gen i5. I think that's absolutely fine in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. As I told you, this is not a CPU intensive title, and it shows by the CPU utilization. So as you can see, my friends, I'm actually playing the game. I'm kind of happy to see this happening. This is awesome. The 1030 was completely unplayable, like literally. You couldn't play the game. It was going down to 10 FPS or even lower than that at times, even at 360p. And now we're here seeing 21 FPS, 1% lows in the most demanding area that you will not really come across that often, you know, and 31 FPS on average. This is a playable experience, again, to someone used to these kinds of frame rates. Some people actually only aim for 30 FPS average. So, yeah, I'm happy to see this. How do I get out of the... Okay, there we go. Alright, Alright, let's see, like 80% of 720p. Is that gonna work for us? We're in the 40s now. The game isn't really looking too different from 720p at 100% resolution scale, so this is actually great. I'm just gonna load the other game file again. So we gained about like 5 frames per second in this area, and the game isn't really looking that different. It's a little bit blurrier, of course, you might be able to tell in the video, but yeah, 720p already looks kind of blurry to me because I'm running a 1440p monitor. If you're running a smaller monitor, especially a 720p monitor or 768p monitor, it's gonna look way better, definitely. Okay, so it's dropping into the mid-20s now in this area. And again, you're not gonna come across areas like these too often in this game. Most of the time it's gonna run well above 25 FPS because, well, it won't really drop that far, you know. So yeah, as you can see, it's still below 30, but we might actually be able to get a decent average out of this. Alright, let's see. Exploding things. It doesn't really drop your FPS with the explosion, so that's good to see at least. Okay, that guy just died. Yes, that's nice. Okay. Let's explode that one as well. 34, 35, 40s. We're hitting 40 FPS right now. That's amazing. It's really smooth compared to 30 actually. The difference is big. This is actually good, guys. I could see myself playing like this. Oh my gosh. If I had a smaller monitor. You know what? I'm done with you. I'm gonna kill you like... Oh, yes. Good, 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 good. Aim assist is nice. Whenever you're getting 30 FPS at least. So, can we get up to like 50 FPS? I think we might be able to do that. Let's go, Roach. Here we go. And outside of cities, you can expect mid to high 40s, I guess. Maybe touch 50 FPS at times, but we haven't really seen that yet. Can we actually get this guy this time around? Yes, we can. Let's go.
I've got you.
Oh, no, I've got you, buddy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the game's not stuttering still. It's amazing. They've actually done it, guys. VRAM is still maxed out, even at this resolution scale setting. But it's not like it was before. When this game released, whenever you ran a little bit over the VRAM limits of your GPU, it started getting really low FPS. And you can see that in the other video that I made, and even in the 1050 Ti videos and stuff like that, where I tested high settings, actually 1650 Super, I believe. It went over 4 gigabytes of VRAM utilization, and it was a completely unplayable mess. But right now they seem to have fixed that, so that's good. Even though our VRAM is maxed out, it's not hindering our performance that much, at least. For the last test of the video, let's just test it out at 360p or 50% of 720p and see the differences between the other video and this one. Oh my gosh, as you can see, it's so much smoother now. It's actually pretty good. Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Let's load the other game. Yes. And this time around, we're gonna go to a different town, okay? Because I actually tested the other video in this town that we're about to see. Okay, so 30s and 40s and stuff. It's kind of a little bit stuttery, as you can see by the frame time graph, but it's so much better, guys. We were getting literally 12 FPS around here with these same settings, so it's awesome to see 30 plus this time around, guys. Okay, it was completely unplayable right here, and especially looking at the center of the city. Oh boy, it still drops into the low 20s, so this seems to be maybe it was just a one-off. Honestly, yeah, probably was because of a stutter or something, but yeah, it's a lot better. We were getting, I think, 14 FPS in this area right here, and now we're getting 30 plus. It looks really bad, of course, and you shouldn't play at 360p. I'm just testing it because I want to compare it to the other video that I made. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch you guys in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.